Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, AKA man of the people. Why do I call myself that? Because I love working for the fans of the Carolina Panthers, and this year with the drafting of Bryce Young, I'm trying to be Bryce Young Central. So thank you for tuning in. Gonna ask for at the top of the show, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. Hit the like button. The bigger we grow, the more that we can do for you guys as an independent media. And you know, as an independent media, we can do a lot, just like we're doing now, going live today after the first day of rookie minicamp, telling you my observations from Bryce Young. And guess what? Tomorrow, we're going to be back again talking about my observations of Bryce Young, second day of rookie minicamp. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Super chats, all of the things are welcome to help support this channel. So let's go ahead and get into it. My observations from today's practice, and this stuff is in no particular order. Today was really first day getting back into things. It was only rookies that are out there. So I'm just going to go through my notes, share them with you guys. By all means, if you're on here for the live chat, which I hope that you do, any questions that you have for me, please ask away. I see Taylor Styles has joined me. Welcome, Taylor, to the show. We're gonna get you started here Friday afternoon, talk about some observations from rookie minicamp. And let's see what we got here. So I'm gonna walk you through it step by step, but actually I'm gonna show you some pictures first from rookie minicamp today to kind of get you into that feel of things and what it was like to be out there today. And it was great being back there out on the field today. So let's just, in no particular order, go through some of the images that I was able to capture today being out there. You see here's just a shot, again, of the rookies being at practice and being coached up as you would expect them to be. You then have, here's your best picture, right? Here's one of your great pictures. This is none other than Bryce Young taking his first walk out onto practice today. You then have Bryce Young just walking around there. You know, I wanted to wait until I saw Bryce in person to talk about his stature. This picture I put out there, I said, man, this guy just seems really small, really small. Now, he is not the tallest guy, but in terms of, you know, is he really thin? Is he really small? Other than height-wise being short, no, he's not. He's not as small as I was thinking that he was. So, and he looked, honestly, like he fit in with the other rookie quarterback that they had out there. Well, the quarterback wasn't a rookie. Well, I'm sorry, he is a rookie, but he's a rookie that's out there in tryouts. He's not been signed to the team. Didn't look much different physically, in my opinion, than he did from that guy when he went into the little huddle they had next to the lineman. It didn't look like he was like Doug Flutie or anything out there. So those are my comments that I wanted to make sure I brought to you all, because I said I was going to certainly give my feedback once I had a chance to see Bryce in person myself. There Bryce is again, just running around with the ball. This looks like a picture of, I'm going to say, receivers and cornerbacks at practice doing some things. And then here we go. I think this is, I'm not sure if he was a third or fourth pick, but Chandler Zavala, guard out there getting in some work. Hey, man, look at that guy's legs. Those things are thick. And again, I knew you guys could not get too much of Bryce Young. Here's Bryce doing a handoff to the lone running back that we had out there at rookie training camp. Why only one running back? Well, Coach Frank Reich said that didn't feel like they needed a lot. You know, things are really controlled out there during rookie minicamp. It's nowhere near the numbers that they have during the regular time, but they're also not trying to do as much. They're really just trying to walk guys through the paces of being in the NFL, walking through the paces of the playbook. So not a big deal. And if that one running back gets injured or whatever, they still have the quarterback that they'll use out there. To run around. They just don't want to have bodies out there for the sake of bodies. He wants fitter to only bring out guys like I'm really wanting to look at and evaluate on the team. So that's why we have the one running back out there today. And then here's one other shot for you. This looks like the defensive line just out there getting in some work. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope there's a reason for you to hit the subscribe button. Trying to be man of the people, all right? Let's go ahead and take a look at a few of these comments. And I got to get home. You know I'm transparent with you guys. A little bit slower than I wanted to get out here today because I asked Bryce Young a question. I usually get that audio from the Panthers, and it was just a little slow getting that over to me today. So I'm running just a little bit behind, so excuse me, but I will be back out here tomorrow, so can answer some questions, hopefully. All right, let's go to a few of these questions, and then I'm going to go through my notes from practice today. Andre Cunningham, did you get to see bumper pool with a position that you think the undrafted free agents can fill? So today is, it's really, really an elementary day. It's really, really a small step where you can't see much of what anything is going to be like. It's just cool to see the guys out there, see them running around. So I didn't get a chance to focus on any players, or it's not even a good time, to be honest with you, to make any further analysis of what's going on with this team. Much more than just kind of looking at guys and how they looked. And, Bryce Young, quite honestly, was the guy that I really focused on. Appreciate the question, though, Andre Cunningham. What's up, Ali? Appreciate you as always. 10 Tizzy. What up, Vibe? Appreciate you signing on. And here we got Games Graphics signing on, saying hello. So let's go ahead and get into my notes from today. I'm just going to walk you through in the order in which I saw it. So it started off with the typical practice, stretching. Guys just walking back and forth across the field, doing some of the stretches that the coaches had laid out for them. At the start of practice, I'm looking for where's Bryce Young, where's number 9? Didn't see him. And then I remembered, a lot of times, and I guess right now it's no different with the start of practice for rookie minicamp, the quarterbacks are still inside the bubble doing some things. I don't know what exactly. I'm sure it's not too hard to find out. But quarterbacks started off in the bubble, and then, I don't know, maybe about 10 minutes or so into practice, they came running out. And I had some video that I forgot to load up of Bryce Young's first snaps. Check out my YouTube short or me on the other Instagram or Facebook. You'll see that. I'll go ahead and put that video up for you guys. But this, the flow of practice today, it was not anything intense. It was almost but a walkthrough. There was some jogging and then there was some running. But when Bryce first came out, he was getting on the center, taking some snaps. It was really just at a very leisure pace. Again, just getting this guy, hear this cadence, which sounded good. It's always kind of shocking when you hear Bryce talk. He seems really humble, really quiet. Not to say he's not humble or not quiet, but obviously he has to put on a different personality when he's out there on the field, and he has to yell so guys can hear him. And it was powerful. It was cool to hear Bryce's cadence. So if you haven't made plans to make it out to training camp, see these guys, I think it's something that you should do. See Bryce out there. He took some snaps behind center. He also took some snaps in shotgun. Now initially he wasn't throwing the ball. He was just kind of taking snaps and running. Again, just calling cadences and getting used to things, being up under center and taking some snaps from the shotgun position. And then after that, they went into positional drills. So, quarterbacks with quarterbacks, obviously, but quarterbacks, wide receivers, defensive line, all those guys just broke up and did some individual drills for a little bit of time. And and then they went into some throwing drills. Not exactly the team drills, but they went into some throwing drills with the wide receivers. For me, that was going to be our far right field. Again, if you guys want me to say, hey, Bryce looked this, he just looked fine. Everything really just looked fine, looked good, looked like what you think it should look like when these guys are not in pads and they're just kind of running through some things. Everything looked good. It looked fine. Frank Reich said he had command of everything and knew what was going on. That's still from our position a little bit hard to tell because there's just not much going on. There's not a lot of moving parts. Even with the 7-on-7, it's still pretty orchestrated that each guy's just going to run a little quick out, or each guy's going to come in, and all those things went well and looked fine. After the throwing drills, they did do some 7-on-7, which we're not allowed to video or talk in much depth about because that's more when they're going to prepare for what's in the playbook. But again, 7-on-7, things look good. There weren't drop balls, there weren't batted balls, there weren't tip balls. Again, everything looked pretty smooth and like Bryce knew what was going on. There was also a lot of coaching that took place. So after a lot of the plays, after a lot of the drills, you see coaches talking to all the players, quarterbacks, wide receivers, just getting a lot of coaching throughout that period of time. And that's about it as far as my takeaways from practice. It was just over an hour's worth of practice today. Tomorrow we'll have the same thing, just over an hour's worth of practice. And again, I'm going to focus on looking at Bryce. Why would I not? Number 1 draft pick, going to be the face of the franchise, and really want to see how he continues to develop. So furthermore, Frank Reich was one of the people that we had a chance to speak with today, media-wise. We actually had a chance to speak with 3 people today. Frank Reich was first up, and he commented that today's practice was pretty good. And again, as I said earlier, it was a small size. It was, I don't know, maybe 40 guys out there, which is tremendously small from what they start out when they actually get into camp. And in terms of how did Bryce do in his eyes, my comments here said he did everything accurately today. Bryce is a guy, coaches love players that just love football, just want to absorb all that they can about football, and that's what you see in Bryce. One of the things that happened today was media gets out here, and we all want to get that shot of Bryce Young coming onto the field for the first time. I'll give you $1 million. Okay, maybe not $1 million, but I'll give you a lot of money if you can find a media outlet that caught him coming onto the field, because he came on super early. Nobody was able to capture him coming onto the field. So Bryce, from my observations today, he's certainly all about football. He certainly understands that he's going to be the face of this franchise, and he's not taking anything for granted. He knows he has a lot to do to earn it, to keep it, and to be successful at this level, which that's what he wants to do. So Frank Reich just echoed the things. Look, it's just the first day, so can't get too excited about everything. But from what they were expecting, what they wanted to see from their quarterback, that is indeed what they saw. Now, we also got a chance to speak with Bryce, and we're going to go ahead and play this clip right now. I see a few questions. Not too many more have come back in. A few comments that have come in. Please continue to hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend. I'm telling you, I'm excited about this upcoming season, and the reason I always say the more we grow, the more we can do, because everybody likes the bigger audience, and as numbers grow, I'm able to get requests to talk to different players, different coaches. So if you like it, that's why I ask you to help us grow so we can have a bigger voice and continue to do more things covering this Carolina Panthers team for you. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. As we all know, Bryce is a rookie. Today was his first day out on the field. He has a lot to learn, and coaches were impressed when they sit down with dinner with Bryce and asking him about his routine. So today I was eager to ask Bryce, well, what has your routine been like for studying and getting into this playbook? So I'm going to go ahead and play that for you all right now.
Yeah, I have great coaches here. Obviously, all the coaches in the QB room have done, a great job of helping me, and it's been a lot of repetition about, just from top to bottom. Obviously, it's a lot of different, verbiage, different words, and for me, it's a lot of associating some stuff with stuff I've done in the past, and then learning new stuff, learning new philosophies, and we all run the same plays or certain variations of it, but it's all taught a little differently. Everyone has just different philosophies. So for me, I'm really trying to soak it all in from the coaches. Really asking them questions, seeing how they see things, and then repetition as far as trying to get calls right, get plays right, know what the rules are, what the little nuances of each play is, on top of watching film. So as much as that as I've been able to get in has been a big point of emphasis for me.
So there you have it, Bryce talking about just repetition. Yeah, getting in reps, lots of reps to continue to learn things, learning from coaches as much as you can. As I spoke of just a moment ago, getting out to practice well more than an hour ahead of time, spending time throwing the ball. They had Zoom calls with the coaches as much as they could before today. They had meetings that they're going to be in probably right now. They had meetings after they met with the media today. So he gets it. That's one thing that you can appreciate about Bryce Young is you can tell he gets it. He knows what he should be doing. He knows what he has to do. And so far, that is what he's doing. A few other comments from the time that we had speaking with Bryce. He said during rookie minicamp, it's a lot of filling things out. A lot of getting used to the guys' routes, getting used to coaching, getting used to knowing what your coaches want. And that's what he's been doing, and that's what he looks forward to continuing to do. And he has been receiving advice from as many people that have been successful as he can. And he didn't go and name all of those people in which he's had some time to conversate with. But he did mention that Mac Jones is one of those people that he has had a chance to talk with a lot and continue to just be a sponge and soak up and learn this game so that he can be good. And he actually talks about, he wants to continue to learn from these guys and eventually down the road be able to teach people that has taught teach people just like he's been taught the game of football and being able to succeed at this NFL level. So speaking of a guy that likes to teach, likes to help this team out, Steve Smith was at practice today coaching up these wide receivers. He even got into drills, showing Mingo, some handwork and going through some things with him in that regard, and then spoke with the team. I'm not sure if it was the team or just the wide receiver group, but he spoke with those guys as well. And I didn't see this with my own eyes, but I also heard that Steve was actually out there throwing balls with people. And Frank Reich and Mingo both echoed the fact that, when you have somebody like Steve Smith out there on the practice field showing a vested interest in the success of these guys and being as great as they are. Oh, I showed you guys that my thing is broken on the other side. It's nothing but a plus. It is nothing but greatness. And Mingo mentioned, hey, he lit up when talking about the fact that Steve Smith was out there to help those guys out. And he said it's dope. It's just dope working with Steve Smith. And Mingo himself today, he said that, the combines is something that you train for differently, and it's not exactly football shape. So today he was, second round draft pick. You like to see this from both your first round draft pick being out there super early and your second round pick, wide receiver Mingo, saying that he was first in drills, all the drills today. And that wasn't because somebody was telling him to. It's because he wanted to get all those reps. He said that getting in shape for the combine, it's different. And he was honest. He said being out there today for the first time, he was getting winded. And so he just wants to get in better shape. And speaking of getting winded, when Steve Smith was talking to him today, that was one of the things that Mingo mentioned. That Steve Smith mentioned to Mingo was that his technique was getting a little bit sloppy when he started to get tired. So that's something that he's going to work on. I'm going to work on having some water. I actually think I do have some water out here, but I'm near the end of the video, so I don't want to walk off camera to do that. Let me go and see if there's a few questions before I get out here. Actually, I will get a drop of water because I'm thirsty. So I'm going to step back on camera in just a split second. My water bottle is busted. Man, the luck that I have sometimes out here. So, all right, let me go through a few questions before I get out of here. Keep those likes coming. Keep those subscriptions coming. Super chats are always welcome. Again, independent media, 100% supported by viewers. So anytime that you're able to do so, that is extremely helpful. Let's see what this says. Who is the tailbone cut of your... I don't know what you're talking about there, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. And then Trunks Max does not know either. So that'll wrap us up. Leave your comments below if you did not get a chance to watch live and you have a question for me. Again, I'll be back out here tomorrow for day 2 of rookie minicamp. There's actually a third day. Media does not have access to that third day on Sunday, which is Mother's Day, which is not a bad thing. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. This is Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte Vive, live from Bank of America Stadium.